The story begins some 2700 years ago, when after King Solomon's death, his biblical kingdom split into two. His kingdom, or Israel as we know it today, was home to 12 tribes. The southern kingdom of Judah, which gives its name to modern-day Jews, was home to 2 tribes. And in the north, there was Israel, home to the 10 tribes that have been lost. These 10 tribes were driven out from their kingdom by the Assyrian invaders in 721 BC and were scattered. Some of these tribes migrated to Europe, Africa and parts of Asia, and over the years they reached, as some claim, the mountainous terrain of northeast India, crossing Myanmar through China.
Our ancestors left Assyria around about BC 721, and they followed Silk Road to China.
Mizoram is the southernmost state in northeast India. Sandwiched between Bangladesh in the west and Myanmar in the southeast, Mizoram occupies an area of strategic importance in the northeastern corner of India. Historians believe that the Mizos are a part of the great wave of the Mongolian race who spilt over into the eastern and southern part of northeast India centuries ago.
Mizo is a word for people living in Mizoram, but under this we have a community which is culturally slightly different from the main culture. 3 autonomous district council. One is Mara district council and there is Poi district council. Well, we have the Pois and the Lakhers, and then we have got the Chakmas. Those are the 3 autonomous districts. And culturally they are different and they speak also slightly different language, but all of them can speak Mizo. The advantage we have in Mizoram, as I had said earlier, we speak one language, at least in schools and in offices, and we have one religion. Chilo, by the way, I forgot to mention another community that you find in the other parts of that is bordering Manipur is called Mars. They are the Sinlung people, but they all belong to that Mizo community.
Among Mizos, there are different clans. I'm Ralte, some are Silo, some are Mar, like this, but we use one language here.
The Mizos, who comprise of a number of tribes, came under the influence of the British missionaries, and today a large section of the Mizo society follows Christianity.
We are Christians, and Christianity in Mizoram is a very rich and strong.
In this quiet, tiny state of northeast India, where Christianity holds supreme control over the lives of the majority, there are some who claim that they are the descendants of one of the 10 lost tribes of Israel.
If we are children of Israel, we should become a Jew.
It's difficult for people to go back to Judaism. Judaism is the old religion of our ancestors, and all of us are descendants of Israel.
In the rule of Judaism, we should return to Israel as soon as possible because we are the 10 lost tribes.
This small section of Mizo people practice Jewish rituals as prescribed in their holy book, the Torah.
Everything we have done as per the Jewish rules. Marriage and worship and funeral, everything. He became our synagogue Kazan, local Kazan. We made Kazan, so to say, like a priest. He can practice everything.
Mera is a bit busy today. He is preparing unleavened bread for tomorrow's Sabbath, a day of ritual and rest for the Jewish people. Every Saturday, this community congregates at the synagogue and offers prayer. Like any other Jew, Mera also has a dream, the dream of going back to the promised land. The community has to practice Jewish traditions before being converted to Judaism, and they are taught this at the various Shavei Israel Hebrew centers like this one at Upper Republic in Aizawl. The conversion rituals can take place only in the presence of 3 rabbis from Israel. They have built their own sacred pond at Zwangtwi.
Previously, it was done in Israel, but in the last stage, 218 people have done conversion in Mizoram with 3 rabbis from Israel. But those who call themselves Hinlung without Judaism, we cannot include it amongst us.
For them, there is only one destiny, going back to their promised land, which is supposed to be the land of their ancestors.
Those who are following Judaism, they really want to be there. I also am a Christian, but I long for Jerusalem.
Some people like this age or older than this, he cried, "Oh Rabbi, please take me home. If I die at once in Israel, I prefer to go to Israel than stay in Mizoram."
However, the church and the Christian society has a different story to tell about these people.
Jews, wherever they go, they never forgotten these Mosaic laws, which they have inherited from parents to parents. And one of that such law is that circumcision. Circumcision here in Mizoram we have never had. Even the lost tribe never forget these important points.
We don't know anything about those who are where they are gone, all the lost tribe people. If they claim they want to follow the tradition, the culture and the religions of Judaism, we can simply accept it. We don't know who is not. Being a Mizo, why to claim Judaism? It's no need of.
We Mizos, from our heart, we know it's difficult to explain. We love Israel people very much. We love Israel also. We are ready to fight for them.
So you find lots of things which have Israel names on the shops, like you have Moses snack bar, like New Jerusalem tailoring. This has nothing to do with Mizo-Israel connection. Whatever these Israel names we have has come from the Bible.
यहाँ का हमारा मिज़ो लोग जिसने वो यहूदी का धर्म लेके हम लोग इसराइल में चले गए थे, उनको मेरे विचार में, मेरा समाज में तो उनका गलत रास्ता में गया है। हम ये सोचता है हमारा मिज़ो लोग जो है इसराइल वंश से पैदा किया हुआ नहीं है, वो कि मैं मंगोलियन का वंश से पैदा किया हुआ है। हमारा मिज़ो का इतिहास का साथ भी उनका बिल्कुल नहीं मिलता है। हमारा कुछ लोग जो अभी इसराइल धर्म, यहूदी धर्म, ज्यूस धर्म मान रहा है, उनको मैं आशा करता हूँ किसी न किसी दिन तो अपना ईसाई धर्म, क्रिश्चियन धर्म में फिर वापिस आएंगे।
I think around about more than 1,000 already migrated to Israel.
In 1983, I went to Israel and I visited Rabbi Elihu Avikai, chairman who is searching for the lost tribe of Israel, and he invited me to do research in Mizoram. I told the rabbi that I didn't believe that we are their descendants because of our looks. But rabbi said, oh, your ancestors were living in China due to mixed marriage and climate, and you are eating, the looks can be changed.
However, their turn comes only if they are fortunate enough to get selected to go to Israel.
We are not selected. And there is a selection board. In the selection board, maybe based on the decision of Israel, if the decision of Israel selected some people, not all, but some people are left behind. I and my sons, and this is my adopted son, and these men will never be selected because we are not in the committee at the time. The selectors all gone. Now we are the few people left behind.
We met Jeremiah Namte, who has just returned from Israel. He is the owner of Bnei Menashe Industries and an advisor to the Shavei Israel organization. He tells us many interesting facts about the people living in Israel.
I met my family and my friends in Kiryat Arba and Nichal and Bethel in Jerusalem, and we are very happy with them. They are very busy with their work. They don't have much time also, not like this. From the morning till evening they are do the working, and they have a lot of work. We feel like just like our home and homeland. Many people are also here from Bnei Menashe and like to stay there, especially in the northern area. We'll stay there. A good place. It looks like Mizoram, just like Shillong, we can say. Hill and very good place. This the southern side is dry, as you have seen now. This portion is good. And some people also are staying in Sedorot also. Sedorot, that is very close to Gaza. They receive a lot of bomb from Arabs, Palestine. It is very dangerous place.
Such migration is not a new phenomenon. People who claim themselves to be descendants of the 10 lost tribes have been migrating to their homeland from all corners of the world for centuries now. Near about 1,000 Mizos have already migrated to Israel, their promised land. Identity for them is a big issue. Their claim of a Jewish origin is being contested, but their belief in Judaism grows stronger with every passing day.
Identity is not about, accepting. It is about who we are. If one American guy comes and say, hey, you're an American, I have all the proof. But if you're not an American, it's not the acceptance that matters, it is who you are that matters. So if even the Israel Interior Ministry, at one point they'll open the gates for these Mizo Jews. And only about another 2 months pass, the Interior Ministry will close down their doors again. So what kind of acceptance is that? In our case, if you are not formally converted to Judaism, you cannot be a Jew. You can't go back to Israel. So, and whoever has gone back or went over, because gone back and went over to Israel can mean two things, especially in this case. Go back means go back to where you come from, but I don't say go back. They went to Israel, so they went to Israel. So if the Israel government or even the big the rabbinate council, they have two big rabbinate council, if they accept the Mizos as Jews, why put them in the most dangerous places? Why put them in the Gaza Strip, the Golan Heights? There's so many places. They are practically living in fear in the most sensitive places. But one thing I'd like to add here is that most of the people who has gone to Israel, even I have read in one column in Jerusalem Post that these people are economic immigrants. I really buy the theory, but 100% I don't go for it, because when it comes to faith, you just can't say you're an economic immigrant. But whoever has gone down from Mizoram are, I should say, I don't mean to be rude, but I should say they come from the society, the lower strata of the society.
They believe that if they can endure the problems they face now, they will have a bright future awaiting them far across the deserts, islands, and seas.
Within